This is Marta, and she is a young professional. She is riding Pepper, who is this year 20 years old. So at the moment, we're not working on Grand Prix, although it's never far from my mind. And whenever I teach anyone, those years of my experience riding Grand Prix give me a perspective concerning the tempo and the frame and the energy level that the horse has to have. A big part of having a successful training session is making the walk really forward. So be able, from the saddle, to make the horse stretch his neck forward. So, Marta, I want you to ask him for more forward, number one. So make him really reach out with his front legs and try to, and tap with the whip when he doesn't listen. Good girl. So you feel how hard you had to tap with the whip? Mm-hmm. So he's definitely not being sensitive to the whip. So no leg, stop using your leg so much and tap him with the whip. Good, again. No leg, not so much leg. Right, tap him again. Right. Now, without your leg, then he can start to react to the whip. So you have to loosen your legs better. Maybe just a tiny bit of feet, but not much of your whole leg. All right, so he's starting to overtrack about one hoof print, but you need more than that. So tap him with the whip again. Good girl. And then let go and tap him again. Good, and pet him and tap him again. Good, now change the whip over to the right. But you have to use less leg and use the whip to make him sharp to the driving aids. The more you use the leg, the less he's going to react. That's one of the hardest lessons there is to learn. So no matter what level they are, you do not want to hold on. You want to tap the whip. When he starts to anticipate the trot, that's when he's forward. And then you can quiet your leg down and say, good boy, I want you to be up like this. I want your energy to be thinking forward. Go across the diagonal. I want him to be thinking forward. I want you to get him to think forward so that you can be quieter with your aids and not so noisy and pushing all the time. Okay, so once he starts to anticipate the trot, then you're ready to trot. Now he's overtracking 2 hoof prints, which is great. That's what we want. So anytime now you're ready to start trotting, you decide, and then we're going to concentrate on keeping his neck stretched. So shorter reins and longer arms with your shoulders relaxed. Fine. Good. All right. So that was good. You're going to cut the corners and you're going to round off the corners. And a 21-year-old horse is going to start off with a little shorter trot, but not as short as when you don't have the walk forward. Good. Okay, that's great. So, right, big bending lines like that. When your horse on a long rein in the walk starts to anticipate the trot, and you can be really quiet with your leg aids, that's when you're ready to trot. So, this is the warm-up that I love for all horses. It's asking the horse to stretch to your hand on a longish rein. So I think you need a little bit more impulsion, Marta. Good. That's it. Right. You want him to feel quick. Good girl. That's the same thing though. I like that. He just tried to canter, and then he's getting sensitive to the leg aids. My goal, and what I try to promote all the time when I ride and to help people understand, is you want to be able to ride your horse with lighter aids, less aid, and get a better response, a more forward horse with less aids. Perfect. Love that. Love it. Okay. Good. Super. And reward him. Pet him for stretching down like that. That's great. Good. Okay. Good. And then when you take up the reins, you have to remember to put a little leg on so that he doesn't back off. Right. Good. And then remember, use the whip instead of squeezing hard with your legs. You want to ride with lighter legs, and you can use the cluck. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, good. A little bit rounder in his neck, because he's still not moving up. He hasn't started to push his back up. Lower his neck. And now use some leg. Come, more forward. Good. Start out, even an upper level horse, start out with a working canter. So more outside rein so he doesn't fall out. You know, he has a tendency to fall over that outside shoulder. Come on. You need a stronger, he has to give you a more rounder, uphill, pushing up feeling. That's good. Now straighten him with the outside rein a little bit. Good. Now make a circle down here, make a circle under the tree and counterflex him slightly. Use your left leg, left rein. Good. That's it. Left leg, left rein. Use the left rein to circle him. Yeah, good. There you go. Now, he's straighter. He's carrying himself better. All right? He's not hitting the ground so heavy in front. So go straight down the side and counterflex him. So whichever side your horse is heavier on, he's usually heavier because he's falling on that shoulder. So when you go to the right and your horse feels like he's up and down and not going forward, try straightening him with the outside rein more. Okay, good. That a girl. Use your left leg. Good. All right, good. Super. Now, this is the harder side, so we know from looking at him already that he's leaning on the left shoulder. So, Marta, open your left forearm a little bit. Just open your whole forearm. Sorry. Keep your elbow close to your side and open your wrist. Good. I know that's a little hard on you because you had an elbow injury. But keep your inside leg close to the girth and open your left hand so that you're bending him in the body. That a girl. Now make a circle like that. Same thing, make a circle. Keeping your left leg by the girth. If you put it back, you're going to push the haunches out. You want to keep your inside leg right by the girth. That's great. Good. Okay. So this is part of gymnasticizing each horse. You've got to figure out which side they lean on, and then you have to ride what I call it's technically, we call it the hard side, because the horse is leaning on that side of his neck and his mouth and his shoulder. Okay, good. That a girl. Okay, so now I want you to just continue with this warm-up on the left. Ride a really strong working canter down the side, like a medium. Forward. More than that. More. Good girl, like that. Now round him up on the left rein and left leg. Come on, forward. There you go. Okay, so how do you know when it's beneficial? When he stops going up and down in front. As long as his head and neck are going up and down, he's still on the forehand. That a girl. That's it. Forward. Use your inside seat bone. Yes, there you go. Inside seat bone. That's it. Super. Good. Okay, good. All right, now go across the diagonal in your normal canter. Good. That a girl. Balance on the outside stirrup, the right stirrup for your downward. Perfect. Good. All right, good for you. Beautiful change of lead through the trot. He was nice and straight on both sides. Now do a nice forward canter on this side, but with them a little straighter on that left rein. Keep your left leg back. Good. Okay. So that would be the correct frame for once he's up. This is still the warm-up. I want you to put him deeper. Lower your hands. Good. Now forward. Good. Do it on the circle. That's fine. Outside leg and rein. Good. Outside leg and rein. Straighten him. Left leg by the girth. Yeah, even though... Right. Now put your outside leg back a little bit. Go straight and make him reach more. Good. That's it. That's a lengthening. There you go. Good. Okay, wonderful. Now, back to a more collected canter. Good. Don't let him come behind the vertical and behind your center of balance. Right, so you have to stay balanced in the middle. When he slows down, you don't want to let him slow down. You want to compress the energy. Okay, so push him more up to the bridle and do your transition to the collected trot, and then you're going to stay in the trot. Good. Now stay in the trot. Good. Not any more forward than that. And do a transition to the walk. Now keep your lower leg there, so he doesn't drop his back. When you do the walk transition, lower leg against his body. See him come up? Yeah. So you didn't have him pushed up. That was perfect, because you're going to see it. Because that's not what we want. So you need to lower his neck. We're going to do that again. You need to lower his neck, and you need to keep the forward aids, the driving aids on him. So go back to the trot. Sitting trot, go on a circle. Good. All right, now open the left rein a little bit, because this is the hard side. All right, so open the left rein a little bit. Change your whip over to the left quietly and gently. Good. All right, now you're going to have to back up your lower leg with the whip, because he's not listening. Yeah, right behind your leg. Use your whip right behind your leg, because that's the part that he's not listening to. Good. All right, good girl. Good. You don't want him to lean on the left hand. Good girl. That's it. Now keep the connection to the left rein. Good. And slowly do the transition so that you feel like he keeps pushing his back up. So I'll let you work it out. Good. That's a girl. Good. So his neck has got to go down. Yeah. Perfect. Now stop right there. Good. Okay. You just right there. Okay, so Dana, I want you to just come in tight so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually use my fingernails, and I'm going to push his back up. So let your leg come like this just a little bit. Okay. So that's his back up right there. Did you feel how he swelled up underneath you? Yep. Okay. So instead of my fingernails doing it, see if you can do it with the spurs. Just see. Play with his mouth. Squeeze. Good. That's how you make it happen. Right. That's how you did it. Okay. All right. Now let him have a long rein and relax. Okay. So what I did was just reach underneath his belly by the girth and push up with my fingernails, and then he tightened the muscles in his abdomen, and then he pushed his back up. So it's easy to say that you want the horse to be over his back. What we really mean is that you want the horse to tighten his stomach muscles and part of his neck muscles on the top of his neck in front of his wither, and when he contracts his stomach and the muscles on top of his neck, he stretches his spine upward and pushes it up with his abdominal muscles. And that's the roundness that we're talking about. When people say round the horse up, they don't mean just push and pull. It's a feeling that you have to try to get where the horse is I don't know quite how to say it. He is tightening the muscles in his body in certain places that fill out the saddle. Under the saddle, you can feel it happen. It's only maybe it's a quarter of an inch or a half an inch, but you feel the horse lift you feel the horse lift, and then you realize that there's a way that you can lift yourself a little bit. And when you close your lower leg in the right way, then when you lift yourself and you close your lower leg, you encourage the horse to move like that all the time. So it's a very elusive concept. When we say over the back, it's hard for people who don't have a lot of experience in getting a horse to move like that and feel like that. It's a really hard concept to imagine, and it really does take someone helping you every step of the way, so that you know that that's something that you can train into a horse. A horse doesn't naturally do that. You have to train them to do it. And that's a big part of what I consider to be the basics, whether a horse is training level or Grand Prix. If I'm training the horse, I'm going to make sure that I teach it that. And I'll teach it with my curry comb in the grooming area. I'll curry its tummy, and then I'll press it with my fingernails, and I'll want to see that the horse understands how to lift his back, standing still. And then I try to get the horse to understand that feeling as I'm riding. And then, depending on how willing and talented the horse is, you teach it different exercises. But that concept of stretching the back up and stretching the neck forward is, to me, the very essential basics that the rider needs to understand, because that is going to prohibit the horse from learning a lot of exercises in the upper levels. So I spend a lot of time with Marta trying to get her to understand this, because she's not ridden horses above second level. She's done half passes and flying lead changes, but that doesn't mean that she has had those basics instilled in her that I'm trying to help her with today. So we're gonna take a little break and we'll start back again. Okay, so now we're gonna go and work on a 20-meter circle, and we're gonna work on the transitions between the walk, the trot, and the canter. And we're gonna be in working gaits for right now. And we're going to take the concept of the horse being over the back as being something that has to be felt by the rider before the transition. So, Marta, while you're getting him ready, you need to let the rein be longer again. In other words, we took a little break, and now after the break, the horse is not really ready to work again. So I'm going to use the word prepare as the signal to you that you need to make the horse's back come up and get him so forward that he's anticipating the transition to the trot. That's when you know that you can be quiet with your aids. Every transition is going to take not just the preparation of him wanting to be forward. The goal of getting him more forward in the long frame is to use the whip and use the cluck so that you can get to lighter aids. So you want that not to take more than a half of a 20-meter circle. So tap again with the whip, and this, now you're on the hard side, you're tapping his butt. Tap right behind your leg. Right? Yeah, right, exactly. Feel the difference? Okay, so it's very important that you use the whip by your leg, because it's not his butt that you want to be responsive. You want him to be responsive to your leg. Okay, so now he's starting to, the more forward he goes, the more you shorten your rein, but you keep the walk longer. Okay, and now that you feel like, okay, he's getting better, but now what he's not doing is flexing to the left. So open the left rein and ride him and shoulder in on the left. So stay on your circle line and shorten your left rein. And just like when I told you to go forward, yeah, kick him with the spur now. Right. Good. Okay. So this horse knows how to piaffe. So when she kicks with both legs, both spurs, then he thinks that she's getting him not just collected, but ready for piaffe. So the way to get him out of that is to open the inside rein and ride him with more bend and more shoulder fore. Okay, so when you feel like he's responsive, and if he's coming back in the walk, if it's too collected, let the rein get longer, bend his neck more to the inside. Good. Until you feel like I can make him trot if I just close both legs gently and let his neck out. So let his neck be longer and think forward into trot. Beautiful. Now, the only problem is you're nowhere near your 20-meter circle line, right? So the whole time he was falling in on your left leg. So look at your tracks, and you need to look at the tracks that were earlier where you had a really correct 20-meter circle line. Look ahead. Now use your left leg and don't let him fall in on your left. Yeah, good girl. That's it. Good. Okay. Good. All right. So get a more active trot, so it's more like a working trot. Good. Good. And I want you to sit the trot when you can. It still needs to be more forward. Yeah, right behind your leg. Good girl. Right. Good. Right. Make him reactive. Make him reactive. Good. That's it. And move the bit in his mouth and keep opening that left rein. Good. Good. Let's do a little bit of canter on this side, okay? Now, before the canter, I'm going to use the word and I want you to think about it. Prepare. Lower his neck a little is part of the preparation. Good. Okay, good. Good. He's pooping and that's fine. We can pick it up later. So, from the rising trot, ask him for the canter left. So just swing your outside leg back. Good. Now, make him fill out that circle line. Good. Okay, now more forward. Come on. Sit left. Good. So see, when you hit the track on this side, he's going straight. On the other side, he's falling, the circle line is falling towards C. Left leg. Come on, Marta. Come on. You got to get him more active, more forward. Good. Yeah. He has... It's not bad if he groans and grunts a little bit. Come on. Loosen your knees. Loosen your upper leg. Good. Tap him with the whip. He's got to be more... Right. You got to get him thinking forward again. That's it. Good. Use your inside seat bone. Really get him out there. Good. All right. Good girl. Good. Okay. Good. Keep the flexion and the bending to the left. Flexion is in the pole. Bending is in the neck. Yeah. Super. Good. Now, when you think about a downward transition to the trot, that's what we're doing. I want you to remember not to close your upper leg, but to close your lower leg and push in the outside stirrup a little bit for the trot transition. So prepare and trot. Good. Forward. Sit. Sit. Forward. Excellent. That a girl. Now you've got your nice trot. So it's still a little bit collected, but it's okay. I like that. Okay, prepare and canter again. Prepare. You've got to feel that he's going to respond to a light leg A. Good girl. Okay, good. All right, good. Okay. Now go straight down the track, Marta. Good. And do another nice transition from canter to the trot across the diagonal and keep your legs on him, opening rein. So prepare for this transition means lower his neck a little bit. Lower his neck. Good. Keep your leg there. Okay, good. He thought you wanted him, you had so much leg, he thought you wanted him to stop. That was okay. And forward again, forward. Right, good. There you go. That's the kind of canter. And at B, go back on the 20-meter circle. And remember, on the soft side, you need to straighten him a little bit. Left rein, left leg, left leg, left leg. That's right. And if he doesn't listen to your left rein, tap him with the whip. Right. Good. Like that. He needs to be rounder. Rounder and more forward. Come on. Make him work. Atta girl. Make him work. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good girl. Super. All right. Good. Left rein. Straighten him a little, not so much right rein. Softer inside rein. Good. Good. Softer left leg, more left leg. Softer left rein, more left leg. Good girl. There you go. Okay, now, prepare and do a transition to the trot. Prepare means get his back up. Make him rounder. Beautiful. Good. Okay, good. Super. All right, good. Good. Okay. Now, stay on the long side. Ride slightly shoulder fore. Good. 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 Now straighten him and ride a transition to the working walk. So back up, his back up. Beautiful. Good. Exactly. Now ride a transition to the working trot. Prepare his back up. Nice, Marta. Diagonal. Diagonal. Straighten him with the left rein so he doesn't fall over the shoulder. Good. Now lengthen him just a little bit. Close your legs together. Good girl. That's it. Good. All right. Good. Now, when you collect him, remember, don't let him slow down. Compress him. So, shoulder in a little bit. So remember what you told me you learned about the lengthening. That you have to be half halting a little bit. A little bit. So when you come to the end of the diagonal or the long side. I want you to do it on the long side this time. So shoulder forward on the long side. Prepare for the lengthening. Don't lean back quite so hard. Use your core and stretch up. Now lengthen. Lengthen. Good girl. Good. Now, shoulder in. Press him up into the outside rein with your left leg. Super. Excellent. Good. And now ride him forward into the walk in the same way. Pressing him up to the outside rein. Up to the outside rein. Beautiful. Good. 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 All right. Now, let him have a long rein. Okay. That was beautifully done. Very good. Okay. So, what was really visible, because you were right in front of me and I wanted to have the camera catch it, was that he had so much positive tension in his body, right? And not in the lower part of his body, but in the upper part of his body, right? You could feel it, couldn't you? Okay.
Yeah, well, because he wasn't heavy, but he had positive tension.
Yeah, exactly. Right, right. People confuse positive tension and heavy. Sometimes on the way to lightness, there is a lot of tension in the rein. There has to be. It's like you cannot shoot an arrow from a bow that doesn't have tautness. You can't blow up a balloon unless you fill up your lungs and blow into the balloon. It's exactly the same with riding. If you want to make music, you have to string the bow. You have to make the horse's body bow upward. And once they get that self-carriage, once they get that frame, then they become light. But if you just give to them all the time and never create the positive tension, it's a circular feeling of positive tension from the ground. They push up over their back into your hand, and then you contain that energy with your hand, and then it cycles again in the next step. It's just like running when you have a lot of positive tension. You hit the ground, you bounce up, the energy bounces through your body back down to your feet again. It's the same thing, but you've got the horse. You've got the horse in between you and the ground. And it's a wonderful feeling when you get it. And when you don't get it, it's a jarring, heavy, awful feeling. So dressage can be done in a way that is beautiful to look at and beautiful to feel. And it can also be very ugly and not very nice to feel. So I'm all about trying to help horses understand that and then teach the people how to feel how beautiful it can be. So thank you for your lesson today. That was great.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah! Yoo-hoo! 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 This is good, don't you think?
Yeah.
This is really good. So I'm just really, I'm excited about the whole idea. We're done.